This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now today, I want to talk about a subject, and it kind of ties in with this game, but I want to say it up front, okay? And I want to make it perfectly clear for those of you that just like to start trouble, which is, you know, a good amount of the internet, okay? That this is not indicative of what I think of this game, but we're talking about a subject that I have breached and I have fallen into, and I just don't know if it's age or just, you know, being a very seasoned war gamer that you just get to a certain point. The game I'm talking about is this incredible monster, which is Frostpunk, the board game. Okay, now if you played the video game, it's a really interesting game because you are the leader of a settlement that is trying to survive in the future. And of course, frozen wasteland, you know, it's you know, steampunkish in a way, but you're trying to make all decisions and you have to make certain sacrifices. You know, do you send kids into a mine to work in the mines? Okay, you're going to get backlash from your community. Yeah, what are you sending kids? But then again, if you don't feed those people, you know, what are the negative effects of that? You know, tremendously detailed and tremendous game where in life there's no easy decisions. But I was excited for this game. I had toyed around a little bit with the video game, and this coming in is making me go back to my Steam Deck, of course, and I have it downloaded there, and I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. The thing that happens for me though here, okay, is I wanted to learn the game. Now, you know, this game is getting rave reviews. Number one, how much can you trust? Because the people that are raving about it got it for free, okay? And you know who they are, so I don't even have to go into that aspect. I, like a normal human being, went out and had to purchase this. So I purchased this, and then all the rest of the stuff was blinging it up. And that was double the price of the game. I'm just making a point here, okay? I got the mat. You know, I went all in because this is something where I'm finding that I have a love-hate relationship with this. And this isn't the only game. There's a lot of games that I go through this with. And the thing is, when does a game get so... When you have a setup time that can take you close to 30 to 40 minutes, that you kind of go, oh, I'm exhausted before I even play turn one, and this is a very deep game. Now, growing up in the 70s, okay, in the 80s, there were a lot of deep games. I'm a war gamer from back then, okay. You know, Second Front. Go sit down with that for a while and try to read that rule book with all the Europa stuff and things like that. And there's tons of games I could sit here and name off. But do you get to a point that you, as much as you want the depth that this has, like this has incredible depth, and it's just wonderful, do you also want the simplicity of things too? And you have to give up one. And I wonder how many times I'll be able to get this to the table. Okay? It's not about the game. It's not about Frostpunk. It's games like this. Okay? I have very complex games. You know, I could say the same about League of Dungeoneers, how complex that is to take every aspect. You have to spend time with it. you guys have watched some of my stuff that I've done on it. I have spent extensive time. I have Dungeon Universalis. It's the same type of thing. I'm going to have to do a lot of setup, a lot of prep to get it, to bring it, to compare it to Dungeoneer. It's a lot of head work. And does it become, because I play so many games, that I find this kind of, that I try to shy away from heavier games at a time now, which is kind of weird. And the reason I bring this, all this stuff to light, and how it came to light, was I went and I watched the genius, okay, let's just call him the genius, Paul Grogan, who did a 1-hour setup and tutorial on this, which the work that he did, I'm surprised he has, his head is still glued onto his shoulders. There is no doubt that he is one of the best rule guys out there, okay? There's only 2 people that I really consider going to just watch for rules. And, you know, I don't count Ricky Royal, because Ricky Royal's more about gameplay and teaching you as he plays it and getting a feel for it. But him and Rodney, I mean, who does it better? Nobody. Nobody. And to see him do this, and the video's an hour long, and watch as you have to take each place and put cards, you know, pieces here, set up the tiles, set up the board, the engine, this, that. And I went, dear God, I'm not getting this. And trying to sit through that video, it's not Paul. It's, can I absorb this and then go to this rule book and get this? I go, this is fantastic. I've watched that video twice, and I know the game's fantastic. And then I watched Becca Scott, who had a 15-minute video. I go, okay, this, you know, 15 minutes, I can do this. Whew. Don't try learning from that, okay? Don't try figuring, because she shows you the setup, and it is boom, 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 boom. And even halfway through the video, which is almost 20 minutes long, she goes, you know, give yourself a medal for setting it up, getting it finally set up to this point. And that's my point. Okay? It's a game within a game, because half the game is setting up the game and making sure you get it right, just for certain scenarios. Now, again, this isn't about Frostpunk. There's a lot of games out there that do this. And as we crave more complex games, and we do, this game, okay, and again, I wanna preface it by saying, this game is everything that I could want in a game. But do I have the time to invest in it? Do you have the time to invest in it? And when you do invest that time, are you ever going to play all the way through it? Will you give it the playthroughs that it does? Now, again, I'm going to take a crack at it. But boy, you know, trying to wrap your head around a lot of this and figure a lot of this out is sometimes, you know, it makes your head hurt. Or at least it makes my head hurt. And yeah, I know there's a bunch of you out there. Oh, you don't get it. I got it with no problem. Well, I can bench press 500 and something pounds, okay? And you could barely pick up your fork to eat your meal, okay? Boy, how does that make you feel? Oh, now you're angry? So when you put those comments, like you will, oh, well, you know, this isn't, it's the same thing, folks, okay? It's the same bullying. So try to grasp what I'm trying to say. Okay, this isn't about being able to comprehend it. I could comprehend it if I really wrap my head around it, and I will. And I'll probably watch Paul's video a couple more times, because it's done excellently. I mean, superbly. Okay? And yes, this is a great game. But how many games out there have you sitting on your shelf that have a certain complexity and they're everything that you could possibly want, but you don't take them off the shelf because you feel the heaviness of having to learn such a heavy experience or set up such a heavy experience. We all want big gameplay, okay? But we have to put the effort into it. And do you know, is it my age of playing, you know, after, 40 something years of playing games and stuff like that? Do I have that weariness where I kind of look to play simpler things? You know, I was talking to some designers that are around my age, and they say, you know something, I try to design things simpler now. I don't have it to have those big, heavy war games or those big, heavy games anymore. And I didn't, and I went, wow, your games are brilliant. You know, I'm thinking to myself as I talk to some of these guys. And yet, when I go to play bigger games like this, I finally understand what they're saying. After playing and doing and painting so much, do you get to a point where you just want to sit down and you still want those big experiences, but boy, are you willing to invest the time into it and the money into it? Now, I soaked a lot of money into this, and I want to make sure that I get my money's worth. And from what I saw, and believe me, Becca's video, Paul's video, sold me on the game when I saw that it came out. And I said, okay, I'm going to go get this. But boy, this looks really, really heavy. And then I saw the price tag. I said, boy, am I sure I'm going to invest into this experience? Yes, I am. Okay, and I did. Okay, now I want to make sure I get the most out of it. And when I come near it, I feel that heaviness on my chest. And I wonder, and this is why I'm making this video, do you feel that same way at times? Maybe not just with this game, but with a lot of different games. There's a lot of miniature games I've stayed away from because I went, wow, there's a lot going on here. Boy, maybe I'll just play something a little more simpler on camera. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. You know? And I wonder when you set up for your game groups, do you go, whew, man, I'm going to have to get home early from work. I'm going to have to set this all up. I got to make sure I got everything down. Make sure I can explain it to everybody. And are you exhausted before you even play turn one? And that's what these type of games do. But they're very rewarding because what you're going to get out of this is going to be immeasurable, but you have to put a lot into it. And, you know, how will it compare to the video game? Well, I've got to play the video game more and get a more feel for that. This, I'm looking forward to just breaking out and blinging it up a bit and putting it out there. Is it something I could stream? I think I'd make too many mistakes. Way too many mistakes. Is it something I'll play off camera or maybe tape parts of it? Yeah, why not? I mean, you got tons of videos of it out there anyways, and I'm not a big Cult of the New guy. You know, I'm not here to smash the newest thing down your throat. But this is just one of those things, and again, it's not just about Frostpunk. It's about games of this type of ilk. Do you feel the way I feel? And I'm wondering if it's just me. Is it sometimes fatigue that sets in? Or is it just plain old age? Could be. But I look forward to your comments, constructive comments. The rest I just delete. But when you sit there and you say something intelligently, I can take a look at things different. Maybe it changes my mind how I view things. Maybe I go, wow, I'm wrong on that. Done it a few times lately. Because I'll be honest with you. I always will be. I'm not trying to give you the flashy, glitzy sell job, okay? I'm telling you how I feel when I got something in that is, number one, way hot, okay? Number two, glorious. But number three, puts a lot of weight on your shoulders to get it in, especially with the price tag that you paid for it. Not this company's fault. You can just buy this base game and walk away, okay? But if you want to bling it up, because it does have some nice, really components that can add to it. I didn't get the miniature expansion, which I should, and I probably will at some point once I get going. That just means more to paint. But will it add to the experience? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think this is just one of those special board games. It's just, I've got to find and get over that hump myself. Do you? Do you find that you have to get over that hump? Is it hard to get something like this to the table? Does it seem like a lot of work and you pray you get the reward out of it? Because sometimes with some of these games, not this one, you lay it all up, play it, and you don't get the reward out of it. And it could be discouraging. This one, I know you're going to get a home run out of it. This Adam, I'm not even going to try to say your last name, Adam. Adam and Jared. Matter of fact, I'm going to look here. Jacob. And, it looks like they're brothers. No. It's Wininski. Good Polish guy. Put a lot into this. Okay? And you could see it. You could feel it. And it really does a lot of amazing things. This glass cannon, you keep doing stuff like this. I mean, this is fantastic stuff. They put their heart and soul in this, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a big game, and I know it's going to pay off. But boy, to get this going, to get the engine moving here, it's going to take a lot. And I wonder if you guys feel that way too. So. Leave it in the comments. I look forward to it. Let me know what you think, what your view is. Like I said, I may be 100% wrong here, and I've never been afraid to admit it. Okay? And if you can give me a different view, I always enjoy it, as long as it's done constructively. Until next time, it's your old pal Ron. We'll see you soon.